Hey, what's up everyone? Johnny the Geek here, and this is a buyer's guide to an Intel Nvidia gaming rig. Alright, so I made a video a few weeks ago on an AMD rig with AMD graphics, and now I'm going to be doing one for this Intel system and Nvidia graphics, right? And so my price point that I've configured all this out to has just been around $1,000. And so the holidays are around the corner, and for those of you who are getting in to buying some parts, now's a pretty good time to be buying parts. There's a lot of sales going on, and so I'll talk a little bit about some of the sales that I found, and also the systems, the parts that I'm choosing for this build. All right, so I'm on Newegg here, and right now Newegg's got a lot of good sales. Unfortunately, a lot of the sales that I'm about to show you are going to end today, but that doesn't mean they're never going to be on sale again. It could go on sale again. You're just going to have to watch out for them. All right, so the first thing I'm going to go through is the motherboard. And so this system is the Z77 chipset, one of their latest chipsets from Intel, right? So all these motherboards, you're going to see that they're going to have the same chipset from Intel, and the top end right now, the high end chipset from Intel is Z77, right? So look for those chipsets. If you might see H61 or 67 or something like that, but for gaming purposes, overclocking and all that greatness, you're gonna want to look for something that says Z77 in it. Doesn't have to be ASRock, could be MSI, EVGA. Actually, I don't even know if they make motherboards anymore. Never mind. It could be Gigabyte. That's another one of my favorites. Probably one of my all-time favorites is a Gigabyte. Asus. So Asus, MSI, ASRock, and Gigabyte. Those are some of the top name brands for motherboards. But this motherboard, right, features 6 gigabit SATA ports, USB 3.0 ports, and all this wonderful stuff here. It can do SLI. Yeah, so right here it does quad crossfire and Nvidia quad SLI, right? If you're into having quad systems, although it's not really that cracked up as it seems, but it's there. You could do it. It can also take DDR3 2800 overclock. This is like the fastest RAM that you could possibly do, and this system can handle really ridiculously fast memory, right? And ASRock, the Extreme series, read a lot of good things about it, a lot of good reviews on there for this particular series from ASRock. But what's cool about this particular deal is that it comes with free 8 gigs of memory, right? So this is the memory that it comes with here, the G-Skills. I mean, it's red, doesn't really match the motherboard, but I mean, who cares? It's free, right? Hell, maybe you can even trade it with somebody for some other memory. Maybe they want red memory, I don't know. But comes with free 8 gigs of memory, all for just 99 bucks, $100 US, right? Moving on to the CPU. Now for gaming, you don't really need the quad core with quad hyper-threading virtualized drives like the 3770K. That's the high-end $300 CPU from Intel. You don't need that for gaming. That usually comes into play when you're doing video transcoding, video editing, and you want things to run faster for that, because when you're sitting there editing, you don't want to sit and wait for things to render or convert. But certainly this CPU can also handle editing. It's just that the $300 one is a little bit faster. But anyways, for gaming, the power that this Intel CPU does is more than enough. You can even, if you want, go down a little bit lower, but this 35770K right here, that K means that it's easily overclockable, right? So that's something you might get into. The non-K version is about $20 cheaper, but you know, for that option later on, when you're a couple of years from now and you're like, I want to do something with my CPU and increase performance, that case is going to really be beneficial. And it's only $20 more, so you know, that's something that you can consider for the CPU. It's really fast, 3.4 gigahertz. Can easily be overclocked to 4 gigahertz. And so that is the CPU. There's also a $20 promotional gift card with this purchase. Ends 11/25, right? So they're gonna give you $20. So this is like the, you know, $20 cheaper, or you're getting back $20, right? So that's the CPU. Now the case. I really like the Corsair Vengeance series C70. It's got that military look. This one's a white one, so you could think of it, maybe it's like a stormtrooper military kind of look. I don't know if you're in that sort of thing, but it really does have cool like buttons up here that look like it's a missile command, and the latches on the side here, and the handles on the top here. It's great for, you know, LAN parties. You can carry this system around. There's the side window, and the interior is all black. It's pretty nice. On the back here, really sweet looking case. They also make like a green one that's a little bit more military like, right? And so this is $100. It's $130 normal price, but if you enter in this promo code, and this ends today, unfortunately, I'm sorry, but if you enter in this promo code, you get $30 off. Brings it down to $100. But on top of that, you get another $30 off. So it comes out to, or it comes back to you in a rebate, another $30. So it comes out to $70. This is a $130 case. Comes out to $70. That's a great deal, right? I don't think you get to choose what color. It's just this white one here that you're doing this promo. They might have this sale again. They might have the green one, the more military like. They also have a black one. They might have one of those on sale next week. You know, who knows, right? So that's the case. And moving on to your storage drives, right? You can, right now they got this really good deal for 256 gigs for one of the fastest SSDs going on right now. The Samsung 840 series. There's nothing higher than the 840 series right now. But they give you, oh wow, free Assassin's Creed 3 with purchase, right? But if this is too much for you, you could opt to get the Seagate 2TB hard drive for $99 here, which is a pretty good deal. The difference between the two in terms of like gaming, it's just that your games will load faster with that SSD. It doesn't mean you'll get better resolution or higher frame rates or anything like that. And if you do a lot of online gaming, it still doesn't really matter. Your game might load first, but you got to wait for everybody else's game to load. So the wait time online while waiting for games to load is probably going to be the same. It's just if you play like a single player, you're not online, you're just loading up your game, it'll load a lot faster, but that's about it. So for those of you who aren't really, you know, don't have too many programs or anything like that, or store a lot of stuff on your main boot drive, SSD is the way to go. Alright, so for the happy medium, if you don't want to throw down the cash for a solid state drive, and you don't need a gigantic boot drive of 2 terabytes, you can get this 750 gigs, 7200 RPM, which is, you know, about the standard spinning rate for hard drives. 32 megabyte cache, solid state hybrid drive. So this has both the regular traditional spinning hard drive, but also solid state memory, and it combines it, and it stores often used files, boot files, on the solid state drive, so that it loads the oftenly used files first, or faster, and then gets the other files. But this means that booting programs itself, the operating system and programs, are going to be a little bit faster, right? And so it's just that happy medium right in between. And for the price, it's not bad. I've seen it gone down, actually. As a matter of fact, I just purchased one for about 115 bucks, right? So watch for sales on that. But $130, that's kind of just that happy medium in between solid state and non-solid state, right? So that's your hard drive storage there. Next is the sound card. Now, I'm not an audiophile. I don't, listen to super audio or anything like that. I'm not into it that much. For me, integrated graphics have gotten, integrated sound have gotten a lot better. So I typically just roll with that. I don't have space for super surround sound or anything like that. But I do want to at least try it out. I would probably am going to get this card soon to try this out. I don't have 7 speakers to hook up to it, but this 24-bit and 192 kilohertz is supposed to be pretty good. And the Asus Zonar series is supposed to be pretty good graphics card. I can't really tell you if it's good or not, but I'm gonna try this out. And so 53 bucks, $43 after a $10 mail-in rebate, but with $6.69 shipping, probably comes out to about 50 bucks even. Oh, plus tax. All right, so that's the sound card there. Next we have the graphics card. Now this graphics card is the sweet spot if you don't have triple monitor setup. If you have triple monitor setup, you might struggle a little bit, but if you just have a single monitor, 1920 by 1080, or even the 1200 resolution, the 660 Ti is a great card. 192-bit. Now the next one up is a 670, and I believe that's a 256-bit. This memory bandwidth basically means how big the pipes are to send the power through, the rendering performance through. And it only comes into play if you have multiple monitors. So if you have 3 monitors, you're going to need this to be a little bit higher, and you're going to need the amount of memory to be a little bit higher. Right, the frame buffer means that how much of a resolutions will fit, and then the bit rate is how much of that resolution can be pumped out of the card and into your screens, right? But for a single monitor, 1920 by 1080, or maybe 2 monitors, this configuration is fine. The speed is going to be relatively the same as a 670, a higher end card that costs like at least $100 more, but for those of you just rolling with the single monitor, even just a large single monitor, this card is good enough. It also comes with 2 free games, and the game is Assassin's Creed 3, just like that other, I think the solid state drive came with the free game, and Borderlands 2. Now Borderlands 2 features physics capabilities, meaning in the game, there's a lot of physics-based reality, right? So like the flags flapping in the wind, or it's a tarp flapping in the wind, it looks really fluid, right? Because they apply physics to it. When wind blows on something, it just kind of flaps in the wind, and it's more realistic rather than just like not flapping in the wind, right? So that is achieved by Nvidia's physics engine, right? They have a processor on the card that processes these physics type of things, like water falling, or water spilling onto something. It just goes randomly. It's not like just like a video that just does the same thing over and over. It actually reacts to its environment. So all that is achieved by Nvidia, and this is only on Nvidia right now. AMD doesn't really process physics. It doesn't mean that if you have an AMD system you can't process physics. It's just that on an AMD system it doesn't put it on the graphics card. The graphics card doesn't process the physics, the CPU does. So for Nvidia graphics card, the physics is processed on the graphics card. It does really well. you should check out some of the demos that Nvidia has, video of how physics is working with physics enabled graphics card, right? So that's, you know, a really good benefits. You'll really see that in Borderlands 2. They really emphasize on that. They use it in examples in the demos and stuff like that. So these two, you know, it's $100 value that you're getting back, which is a really good deal. And so this is a really good card as well. All right. And then last but not least, the power supply. All right, so the power supply we've got here is the Antec High Current Gamer Series. I really like this series. It's not modular, but it has a very large fan that keeps it nice and cool and quiet. Right now, they've got a $25 off promo code with a $20 mail-in rebate card. So it comes out to $80 after the mail-in rebate, plus another $25, $55 if you buy this today. I'm sorry, I know, but look, it might go on sale again with the same deal, so be on the lookout for it, or something like it. But 750 watts, more than enough for the system that we've configured. There's also a PSU calculator that Newegg has that can calculate what kind of power supply, how much power you're going to need for your system if you plug in all this stuff in there. Alright, and so where I go to find all of these deals typically is this website called Deal News. I'm not affiliated with Deal News or Newegg, but you know, this is where I usually go to look for really good prices. There's also Tech Bargains and Tech Bargains. Their website, basically it's an aggregator. They find all the good deals and put them all in one place, and it's searchable, it's filterable. And right now I'm in the computers section here, and you can just go through. They also make apps, right, for your mobile phone. I'm constantly checking prices here, whatever's on sale for all kinds of parts. They got some good memory stick there, graphics card, computers, laptops, tablets, all kinds of stuff, right? So that's where I usually go. And here in the States, Newegg is a pretty good site. If you live in California on the West Coast, you get your deliveries pretty fast, but you get charged tax, right? So hope you were able to get something out of this. Like I said, this particular system, add it all up together, comes out to about $1,000 to $1,200, depending on what deals you're able to get. Holidays around the corner. Be on the lookout for all these deals. If you want to subscribe to Newegg, I suggest doing that because they email you deals every few days or whatever, and this is where you would get all those great deals. Alright, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys later.